Well, hey guys, how do you like my new ride? I got a Ram 1500 Hemi 5.7 liter engine, nice silver truck, 4-door, but you know, there's a story behind it, right? I think you could tell from the thumbnail something happened to my Jeep vehicle a couple weeks ago, and so getting you guys up to date. If you didn't catch the live stream that I did about our winter storm last week, well, let me catch you up. So it all happened a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago this Sunday actually, and I was coming back from getting groceries. I was gone all day down the mountain, going to Costco, going to grocery stores, getting food for the month, and when I was coming back, all the way back to our road, and I was going to be turning on to our road by the lake, and so one of the county plowing vehicles was cleaning up the snow along the side of the road. So I was, and when I say plowing vehicle, it's not a plow truck. What we use up here are road graders, and that's what clears our dirt roads. So I was following the road grader for a little while and saw that they were making the same left-hand turn I was about to make. So I was following them, and then I see the road grader start to pull over to the right. And it's pretty common. They do this, you know, when they know that there's a vehicle behind them and they're making room for you to get by them. So I see the vehicle start to pull over to the right, and I start to go around the vehicle. But then suddenly the vehicle stops moving, and then I see it start to go in reverse. And then I kind of, you know, it's like a panicky moment because I think, oh, it's not what I thought was happening, right? This vehicle's not pulling over for me. The vehicle's just pushing snow into the side bit. Pushing snow out of the way, paused a little while before starting to back up. So I just thought they were giving me time to go around. Well, we ran out of time, folks. And instead of throwing it in reverse right away, I just lay on the horn. But of course, you know that these vehicles, they're making a lot of noise. They can't hear anything. So basically, crunch, the road grader backed into my car. So you can see the damage that it caused. Well, that is not where the story ends, right? Of course, you make your calls to the insurance companies. I've been talking to the plow guy. We're calling up the sheriff. We're calling up his company. We're getting everything put together. But it starts to get interesting when we get the collision company and when we get the rental car company involved. And I talked about this in this last video as well. So I'm making preparations to take my vehicle down to the collision center, and they have an agreement with Enterprise Rental Company where they set you up with a vehicle. And I made it clear, I said multiple times that I need a 4-wheel drive vehicle because of our situation up here. We get a lot of snow and we have a lot of steep drives. So what I was told by the collision company is that they were going to be setting me up in a comparable vehicle. And so that would be comparable to what I already had. So I guess they just decide, okay, if you're in an SUV or whatever, they set you up in something similar. And I actually showed up in person. I made sure, again, I'm like, make sure it's a 4-wheel drive vehicle. And she said it's either going to be 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So then Enterprise comes over. They bring a vehicle. It's a Jeep Cherokee. Actually, it's a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so a couple steps up, a little bit nicer than what I already have. So I'm like, okay, well, this is cool. I'll get to see how the Jeep Grand Cherokee drives, which is kind of exciting. But then I happened to look down at the tires, and I was a little suspicious because they didn't seem like, they weren't winter tires at all, just put it that way. They weren't snow tires, they weren't winter tires. They actually kind of seemed like summer tires, not even all seasons. Because I looked back at my car and I was like, oh, that's what all season tire looks like, and this is a road tire. But I kind of just let it go because I knew it was going to be a 4-wheel drive Jeep. So I thought, okay, well, the roads are clear. I'm not planning on driving it a lot anyway, so it should be fine. Well, I'm going on the drive home, going up the canyon, which was actually kind of exciting to have a vehicle with a V6 engine. So that was actually really nice to have some power going up compared to my Jeep Compass, which has no power in the engine. So that was kind of fun, but it got more interesting when I got to our road. So when I got to the snowy part of our road, which our road, it stays pretty snow-packed most of the time. It's a dirt road. They come by, they grade it. It leaves some snow on the surface and it just gets packed down. People drive on it. It's just a packed snowy road. That's what we have here. So I'm going around the lake and suddenly as I'm making a turn, and I'm going like 10 miles an hour or less, right? I'm just, okay, I'm in a rental vehicle, plus, you know, it's, I'm not familiar with it. And then suddenly, like the back end of the car kind of swings around. I kind of go off the road a little bit. Luckily, there's no cars coming because the residential road, and I'm 2 tires off the road. This is down by the lake. And so I was like, whoa, what just happened? I must have taken that turn too fast, is what I'm thinking. Well, I get back on the road. I'm just thinking that it's icy, you know. So I start to go up. There's about another half a mile to get to our house, and it's all uphill, steep grade, 10%. And I'm going up the hill, and then in this Jeep Grand Cherokee, it's fishtailing, like the back end of it. So I'm like looking down desperately for, where's the 4-wheel drive button, you know, or how do I put this thing into 4-wheel drive? And then I don't see any controls. I'm thinking, well, this must be all-wheel drive. It must always be an all-wheel drive, but I could tell. And then I'm blaming it on the tires. So I'm like, well, the tires are terrible. It's got all-wheel drive, but the tires are bald, so I'm sliding all over the road. Well, I'm able to make it to the driveway, but of course I cannot make it up the driveway. I go around the corner at the bottom, and it gets completely buried in 3 inches of snow. Like I couldn't even get the car out. It wouldn't move at all. So abandon the vehicle, leave it down there, go home, call Enterprise, tell them what happened, tell them that they put me in an unsafe vehicle. I tell them that they had to deliver me a new vehicle because I'm not driving the one that they got me because it was unsafe with the tires. Later on during the day, Brian gets home. He tries out the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and he has, you know, he can't find any buttons. There's no 4-wheel drive button, right? But he looks outside at the vehicle, the tires, as he's trying to move it. He said only the rear tires were moving, meaning that they had put me in a rear wheel drive vehicle, not even a front wheel drive or an all-wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive. It was a rear wheel drive SUV with summer tires coming up here to the wild mountains of Colorado, 9,000 feet with snow-packed roads and steep grades. So it was like completely like driving a death trap, just so unsafe and kind of comical. I mean, I'm glad that I got home safe and I didn't damage the vehicle and I didn't hurt myself. But it was an undrivable vehicle, and it sat there. And the funny part, I guess, when Enterprise, they were supposed to call me back. They said they're going to call me back immediately the next day. First thing in the morning, they asked me what time I woke up. They wanted to just get right back to me. Well, the next day came, and at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, still no word from Enterprise. So I call them, and I'm like, I was supposed to get a call from you guys first thing in the morning, and I'm waiting about what's going on with this vehicle. And the guy explains that because there had been a snowstorm in Boulder, they had no 4-wheel drive vehicles to give me. So it was like hilarious that I'm basically stranded again without a drivable vehicle, and he can't promise me when he can get one to me. You can see that it's the rent-a-car is still in the driveway, and it's Friday. I picked this up on Monday, and Enterprise is finally coming out today to come and exchange vehicles with me to drop me off a 4-wheel drive vehicle. But they initially said that they were going to bring a tow truck because I told them it was stuck in the snow. But now they're not going to bring the tow truck. They're just going to swap vehicles. So I'm going to try to get it unstuck myself. It's either that or use the tractor to get a tow. And it's kind of windy today, as you can tell. So anyway, I hope I can make quick work of it. At least it's kind of mild out. It's not too cold today. But I got to get it ready for when the Enterprise guy comes. And that way I can get it out of the way so we're not having to push the vehicle and stuff. right, that was easy peasy. It wasn't as bad as I expected, but it was only in a few inches of snow anyway, so I am surprised it got stuck in the first place. So we've had some strong sun yesterday and today, so it's really melting the snow. So the vehicle's out, waiting for Enterprise to bring the new vehicle, and then apparently next week I get to pick up my car, so they're almost finished it. Well, it turns out that Friday was the day he came out. So this was Tuesday morning. I'm talking to him on the phone. He doesn't deliver another vehicle until Friday, but this is what he delivers right here, the Ram 1500. So kind of funny. So that's the only vehicle that he had that was four-wheel drive. And, you know, he came up and he's like, I could see why you need four-wheel drive vehicle up here. I'm like, yep, exactly. That's why I asked for one. You know? So another funny thing is that he delivers the truck. And you know how when you get your rental vehicle, it's usually like filled with gas, like the gas tank's totally full. This gas tank was less than a quarter tank full of gas when he dropped it off at my house. Less than a quarter tank of gas. And then when we were driving back from visiting our friends, we noticed we were on the highway, and so you got to clean your windshield from time to time. Well, Brian, it was really cold. So Brian's trying to use the windshield wiper fluid and it's not even coming out. Like, did they not fill it or something? Well, after we were driving on the highway for, you know, half an hour or so, and the sun was beating down, I said, give it another try right now, because I bet it was just frozen. I bet they just used some kind of water, a washer fluid that didn't have any kind of antifreeze in it, and it did work, but whatever they're filling it with is not suitable for mountain temperature. So it was kind of like a funny, intriguing little detail there about our deals with Enterprise. So we got a vehicle to use, but still haven't heard back from the collision company as far as the auto body shop as far as getting the repairs done. In correction, they did call me to let me know that there was a mouse nest in the engine block. So they wanted to know if they could take care of that for me. So we did hear from them during the process, but kind of funny to witness a little rodent nest up in there. So they were going to replace a part where the mouse had chewed on the insulation. It could be ready as early as Wednesday. Well, Wednesday came and went. And then the next text said, your vehicle should be ready by Friday. Well, Friday came, and then I get a phone call from them, and they say, sorry, we are having trouble getting the hood of your car from the Jeep people, so it's not going to be ready today. Hopefully we get it Monday. So that's where we're at, folks. Still waiting on my car to get fixed. If they get the part tomorrow, I don't even know if it's going to be ready for pickup tomorrow. So just kind of we're rolling with it. Luckily, I don't have too many errands to run. But anyhow, at least I've got a four-wheel drive vehicle and kind of a little bit of an adventure for just a regular everyday thing that can happen when you have to get some work done on your car. So one of those things, guys. But I just thought I'd give you kind of like the full story with some of the details. I know I kind of rushed through it during that live stream, but anyhow, I'd love to hear you guys what funny stories you have about fender benders or getting work done on your car or just crazy stuff that happens with the car rental company, because I know we all have our stories. So anyway, that's mine lately. And I did want to remind you guys, tomorrow night on Monday evening, I'm going to be doing the cook and chat live stream. I haven't decided what I'm cooking yet, what I'm going to be preparing for food, but 5:30 Mountain Time we'll be doing the live stream. So definitely jump on for that. Now I'm giving sort of an advance notice so you guys can plan ahead. I want to try to do these every Monday to kind of have a routine in place for live streams and like a informal kind of chat, but also like a informational cook as well. And it's another windy day, if you can't tell, out here in the mountains. I've got a clip-on mic hoping that's going to cut down on some of the wind. But anyhow, that's the update from us this weekend, and we will keep you posted this week. Join us on the live chat tomorrow night, okay? All right, guys, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.